Alright, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you say what you put in. So notice I have feet, inches, and decimal feet. There's labels at the top. You can bold it if you want. I have nobody's name. I don't really care names, but I do want to do decimal feet. It walks you through how to do this in statistical analysis here. So I'm scrolling back up to the top to page 1. So page 1, we already installed the analysis toolpack. And there's a link to the video. I may not even need Edpuzzles now that I'm redoing these videos. Okay, here's part 2. You did this. I just called it height activity. You did this already. Number 2, input last name, first name, height in feet and inches, nearest quarter of an inch. Then you're going to put the raw data into Excel. So you're going to use the formula to convert height. So what you need to do, so it says utilize the video to do this. To convert height, you know that decimal feet equals 5 feet plus, so 6 inches is out of what numbers? Out of 12, divided by 12. So just B5 divided by 12. So if you followed my reasoning, you put feet in A4, means the first measurement of feet is my data, and I said A5 plus B5 divided by 12, and 6 divided by 12, so put it in a decimal. So I'm 5.5 feet. Once you do that, copy this all the way down. Now this is going to put it all in decimals for you. Please, while it's highlighted, go to the Home tab, decrease the decimals. I really only need it to be 1 decimal place big. Okay, so that should give you your information. Okay, when you add everybody else's data, you'll add that next. Next, you need to figure out the sum. So make sure you have everybody's data in, and you figure out the sum. So it should be equal sum, and then select all the data. Should be pretty tall. I stacked it, so this is like if I stacked everybody on top of each other, how tall would they be? Okay. At this time, I got a number of 360 feet. We're still missing quite a lot of people. I have 2 classes worth of people, so it should be upwards of 500 or 600 by the time we're done, possibly. Okay. Next, so you summed, you figured out decimal feet. The next thing is, so I don't actually need video 3 because it's all going to be in video 2. Okay, we're going to calculate all the statistics. And when we calculate, the only weird one that you probably don't know is standard deviation. That's how much the numbers deviate from like a normal, like what would be the normal number? How far would those numbers deviate from the mean, what the average is, or how far people deviate from the average or the mean. So you need to do mean, mode, do minimum, median, maximum, and range. So, and standard deviation. So let's walk through that. Over here, I'm going to calculate everything. Equals mean. So we're actually going to label these first. So I'm going to kind of split the screen so I can do this real quick. I need mean, mode, and then what's happened there. Putting a P in parentheses to remind myself I'm doing population. Now to make sure it all fits, I'm going to go up here to the top of E. I'm going to get that double pointed arrow. I'm going to double click. Okay, now equals mean, equals average, and then select all your data. Okay, that's the mean. Mode. Mold, multi-mode. Please choose this one. Dot. Okay, we're going to do this. All the way down. Finish it. Okay, standard deviation. Okay, so STDEV, P, open parentheses, same thing. So if you get the hang of this, you could probably just copy over C5 to C. It'll be like 80 something or 90 something each time. Okay, let's figure out. So our standard deviation from the average is 0.2819. You're going to have a different number. You're going to have a greater amount of people. Equals min. Type min. And then, like I just said before, you can just say C5 and put 2 dots, and then C, I think I have 67 as my end. If you don't want to keep going back to, so the shortest person is 5 foot. Okay, that's different from what I had last year. Median equals, okay, median, what's the middle number? C5 to C67 again. The median, the most common number is 5.8. Equals max, C5 to C67 for me. Maximum height is 6'3". I think that may have changed. I think that might be, or 6.3, which is 3/10. And then range equals range. So trying to figure out. Okay, I'm pausing here. Alright, to determine the range, all you need to do is turn on the equal sign and say maximum, then subtract the minimum, and that gives you the range of data that you have, so about 0.6. Finally, what I want you to set up is you're going to type in bins. What this is going to do is give Excel a place to put numbers. Bins are like, how are you going to group this data? You want to figure out how many students you have that fall in each category or each data category. So I want you to look at the minimum and the max and use those numbers. So you need to go 4 points, so label this bins. In F22, you have 4.9. That's shorter than we have. Now 5.0, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, all the way up to 6.3. 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 0.8, 5.9. Remember, this is in tenths, so there's no such thing as 5.10. So you go into 6.0, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, and then go one above, 6.4. Okay, in the next video, I'll talk to you guys about how you're going to get this data, how you're going to tell Excel to take this data and tell me how many kids are 5 foot, how many are 5.1. So look for that in the next video.